بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الأطيبين الأنجبين بهم نتولى ومن أعدائهم نتبرأ إلى الله. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Dua that we have for tonight, it's the hastened return of our Imam, our Master, our Hujjah, Imam al-Asr alayhi salatu wassalam, and that we are on enlisted among the best and the most truthful of his supporters and servants, and those who are obedient to his command, obedient willingly, and those who seek shahadat in his service. In one of the du'as that is there from Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, in Dua Makarim al-Akhlaq, Imam says, Allahumma in kana umri marta'an lish-shaytan, that Ilahi, if my life is going to be the grazing place of shaitan, that is, if at a point in my life, God forbid, this Iman that is with me is to be seized away, is to be taken away, Allah seize my life, end my life, so that I die on Iman, on faith. That is the dua that Imam Sajjad has in Dua Makarim al-Akhlaq, which is beautiful, which is great. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ, that you must not die but a Muslim, was the dua of Prophet Ibrahim. And here we ask on this night of Imam al-Asr to keep us firm with him, and between us, Quran and Ahlul Bayt, never ever come across a moment of separation. We have an Imam who is living, that is the identity of the Shias. We have an Imam who is appointed by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. We have an Imam who has seen the pains of this world much more than us, thousands and millions of times more than us. We believe in a Prophet who has gone through a tough time, and Allah in Surah Al-Balad says that أَلَمْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَهَدَى وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى. That is, Prophet, you went through the tough time. The reason why I made you the first person of this creation is because you've seen the pain. You know how to deal with people who are painful. You know, you were an orphan yourself. The comfort, the care of the home that you should have, you did not have. Your father was already killed before you were born. Your mother passed away soon after your birth. So all those loving persons and carers were not there around you. So you were in a difficult situation. And then Allah says, because you've seen all that pain, you know how to handle and tackle people who are in pain. Says, if an orphan comes to you, you know how to deal with him because you were an orphan yourself. If someone poor and needy comes to you, you know how to handle him because you were needy yourself. You were poor, I made you rich. So that is the beauty of our religion. The Imams that we have, it isn't as such like the Imams of other faiths and creeds and religions, have nothing to do. None of the Imams of the other faiths ever were scratched. Not a pin, a needle was poked to them. All of them died on their beds. Our Imams, all of them were martyred, were shaheed, lived a tough life. So that is the identity of Shias, mu'mineen. So if an Imam has seen all that pain, the pains that I go through, it's easy for them to handle and to take care. When we see these beauties that are given to our Imams, life becomes easier. And inshallah, with this mahabbat that we have, with the Imam and the living Imam who cares for us. Before we feel the pain, he feels the pain. Before we have a dua, he says Ameen to my duas. We have that bond and that Imam who is there. One of the people living in the time in Hilla is Abu Rajih Hammami. Now his task was to work, he was working in these shower rooms. In those days, there were no bathrooms, no showers in homes, so people, they used to have showers in the public showers. He was working there, one of the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, that whenever the name of Hazrat Fatima salamullah alayha was mentioned, he used to shed some tears and then quickly say salam upon her and la'nat upon her killers. Now, it is a time of the Nasibis. The Hakim is a Nasibi himself. And he has given out the instructions that wherever you find any Shias, whosoever he be punished, be arrested, be killed. Now this old man working in these showers, two men came to the shower here to have a bath. Now for some reason, all of a sudden, they mentioned the name of Fatima, and both of them were Nasibis. The moment he hears the name of Hazrat Zahra, he says Salawatullah wa salamuhu alayha and la'natullah ala qatiliha, curses upon her killers. They found out he is one of the followers of the Ahlul Bayt. They got him arrested upon the instructions they had. He got beaten up badly. An old man who was hunched and broken, beaten up heavily, wounded heavily. And they say that he is gone. Now we don't need to stab him anymore. We've beaten him enough. He will not survive. Now someone who is heavily wounded, bleeding from every part of his body, he cannot see. He can hear them, but then he cannot speak because he's that wounded. He says, Ya Sahib az-Zaman adrikni. This pain that I went through was because of the love I have towards your household, towards your mother. See what they did to me. He supplicated with the Imam. So he hasn't got a tongue to talk. He hasn't got a hand to raise. He cannot sit up, he cannot see. So within his heart, he called Ya Sahib az-Zaman and said to the Imam, this is what I've gone through because the bonding that I have with your mother. He says it didn't take long. I saw that I'm in the laps of someone, and someone waving his hand, blessing me with his hand all the way. And then he says that you've been cured. Shifa has been given. You were old, you've been made young. Comes home, his son, when he returns, he says, there's a young man sitting over here. Says, what happened? Who are you? Says, I'm your father. This is the story that happened with me. Abu Rajih, his name. And this is hundreds of narrations we have like that, hundreds of stories that we have where Imam al-Asr alayhi salatu wassalam. Now this is in the past. Even in the present, all these shuhada who participated in the difa, in the protection of the sacred shrines, all of them have a similar connection with the Imam, where Imam was seen, his presence was felt. And if it wasn't for the presence and the du'as, the protection of the Imam, Shias would have been destroyed centuries ago. That what we see, that they are all safe. And Sadat in particular, millions and millions on the planet Earth, it's because of the presence of the Imam alayhi salam. We cannot do anything, we cannot hold back anything, we cannot, the enemies that we have, every other moment they just want to gobble us. But then there is someone stronger than them, and that is Allahu Mawlana. Imam al-Asr alayhi salatu wasalam is the reflection of the might of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So the protection Shias have, the izzat Allah has given to them, it is all because of Imam al-Asr alayhi salatu wasalam, biyumnihi ruziqal wara, by his presence, by the du'as of the Imam, the sustenance and the rizq of everyone is provided. Now we will continue with this small talk, and then without any transits or breaks, we will continue with the a'mal for tonight. So be in wuzu, facing the Qibla. If you can, be on the prayer mat, have a pen and paper with you, and inshallah we'll continue with the a'mal, and will be as quick as possible, and also as much as information as it is possible to be shared and provided. So be in wuzu with a pen and a paper. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. It is the night of Imam al-Asr alayhi salatu wassalam, birth of the Imam, and it is 1187 years since the birth of the Imam. So if you were to make a candle, a cake, you need 1187 candles on it. And we ask Allah to hasten his return, and we be all in his service, inshallah. Hakima, the aunt of Imam Askari alayhi salam, she says that my nephew, Imam Askari alayhi salam, he invited me to his house on a night like tonight. And he said, Aunt, we want you to be here for iftar, and also tonight the hujjat of Allah will be evident and he will be born. So we want you to be here by Narjis Khatun, Salamullahi alayha. She comes to the Imam's house, Hazrat Narjis. She bends down, she removes the footwear from her husband's aunt, and then greets her at home. She sees no signs of pregnancy in Lady Narjis alayha salam. She doesn't even doubt, because the word was the word of Imam Askari alayhi salam. Now this is something we have to learn. Teach ourselves that Imam, if he says something, whether I accept it or whether I don't, his statement is haqq. The information whatsoever I may be having, if he says something which overrides my perception, my knowledge, my information with the Imam is haqq. That is again another training we have to give to ourselves, that tomorrow when Imam comes and says something, to me, I have to accept it blindly, without any question, without any hesitation. She accepts that Imam has said that she is going to deliver a baby, and definitely it will so happen. And she comes and checks. Hazrat Narjis after a while sees no signs of pregnancy are there. Then after a while, when she passes by her room, she sees that she is speaking to someone. And she says, who are you talking to? She says, I'm speaking to the baby in my womb. And what was the talk? The baby recites Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The mother recites Suratul Qadr, the first ayah, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. The baby recites the second ayah, the mother recites the third, and that's how the entire surah was recited by the two. Now the baby hasn't been born yet. Now Hakima Khatun, she says, now inshallah when you go to Iraq, to Samarra, and if you have been there, you see there are 4 graves in that Mubarak shrine of Imam Askari. One of them, it's the Mubarak grave of the aunt of the Imam, Hakima, Salamullahi alayha. She says the baby was born, bows down in sajda, and says that the baby bows down in sajda, and then he says the shahadatain, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. And one after the other, all of the Imams were mentioned by the Imam alayhi salam, and then he was given to the father, and then after mentioning the names of the Imams, recites this ayah, Allahumma anjizli wa'di, that Allah, that promise that you want to be fulfilled through me, make it happen, make it complete, make it perfect, wasabbit wat'ati, keep me firm, and fill this earth, this land with equity and justice through me. And then the Imam alayhi salam, he recites this. When he is given to the father says, speak to me, speaks. وَنُرِيدُ أَن نَمُنَّ عَلَى الَّذِينَ اسْتُضْعِفُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. The ayah says that it is our intention, that we have desired, that those who have been weakened in the land, Allah will make them the Imams. Imams, they were the might, the honor that was given to them, that was seized away from them. They were made weak in the land. That has to be given back to them. Amirul Mu'mineen, with all that might that he had, Hazrat Fatima says that Awwal Madloom, that he is the first most oppressed in this entire creation of Allah. So that has to be given back. That character assassination, that defamation that was caused by those people at that time towards the Imams, the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, all of that has to be reversed. And that is via Imam al-Asr alayhi salatu wassalam. So Imam, he recites this ayah, and then on the right arm of the Imam was written Ja al-Haq wa Zahaq al-Batil, that Haq has arrived and Batil is vanished, and indeed Batil is doomed and deemed to be vanished. It will not exist. Like inna kayda shaitan kana dha'ifa, that the temptations, the cheating, the traps that are laid by shaitan, they are all weak. It isn't as such that now it is weak. It has always been weak. Like that, batil is always doomed to vanish, not to remain. And that what will remain, وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. It is the reflection of Allah, the face of Allah, the presence of Allah that will remain. Imam al-Asr alayhi salatu wassalam is the reflection, is the presence, is the face of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, and he will remain. Everyone who is connected to the Imam alayhi salam also remains. So just like these light bulbs that we have in this room, that is everything surrounding me here, over here, it's connected to the power supply, to the mains. And the moment the power supply is gone, everything will be turned off. The life that we see here on the surface of this creation, all of that life is via the Imam. If that is turned off, everything is gone. That is why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, he says that if the Imam is taken away from this earth, from this creation, lasakhat, everything will be destroyed. So when we see things are safe, it is because of the presence of the Imam alayhi salatu wassalam. Now, on a night like tonight, that what we ask Allah Jalla wa Ala is close proximity, nearness to the Imam, and that he is happy with us, and that for us we also have to be happy with him. He be happy with us how? By being within the parameters of deen, by being and performing all that what he has asked us to perform. That will make him happy. That will make Allah tabarak wa ta'ala happy. In obedience, if we claim to be his followers and if we claim to love him, that obedience has to be there. With that obedience, that mahabbat also will be there. Now, one of the du'as that we have, that is Ziyarat Ali Yasin. There in that Ziyarat Ali Yasin we say, وَأَن تَمْلَأَ قَلْبِي نُورَ الْيَقِينِ, that Allah, this heart you have given to me, fill it with the light of yaqeen, with the nur of yaqeen. وَمَوَدَّتِي نُورَ الْمُوَالَاتِ, and the love that I have towards the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, that also be nurani, be glowing, be shining, be pure. That mahabbat has to be that crystal clear. Now, muwalat that we have in Arabic, it is from the Babul Mufa'ala, and Babul Mufa'ala, it has a reciprocal meaning. That is, it is not a one-sided love, muwalat. And muwalat means it's a two-sided love, to and fro. So if I love him, he loves me. If I remember him, he remembers me. So it's a double-sided mahabbat that is there. وَمُوَالَاتِكُمْ بِمُوَالَاتِكُمْ عَلَّمَنَا اللَّهُ مَعَالِمَ دِينِنَا. And when you come close to the Imam alayhi salam, you will be taught, you will be educated. If you want ma'rifah, you have to come to the Imam. If you want to learn something, you have to come to the Imam. Because that is the outlet. You can't find anything anywhere. You can find everything here by the Imam alayhi salam. Babullah alladhi minhu yu'ta. It is the Imam alayhi salam. The door of Allah from where everyone has to come, from where everything is given out. It is Imam alayhi salatu wassalam. Now there in one of those quotes, you've heard this a lot, that Rasulullah said that Ana Madinatul Ilm, I am the city of knowledge. Aliyun Babuha, and Ali, it's entrance, it's its gateway. Here Amirul Mu'mineen says that Rasulullah taught me everything. There he says that all the sciences you see in this creation, I open them up for everyone. Then he says, my son Mahdi, he will come and complete and perfect them all when he arrives. The knowledge that will be spread out when the Imam returns, it's going to increase in 27 folds. Whatever we have today, the technology, when Imam returns, whatever we have today, it's just 2 portions out of 29 portions that Allah has given to the Imam. Now 2 portions are already there. If in this 2021, just 2 portions of all the ilm, the technology, the discoveries, the inventions, whatever you see, and we see that it is magnificent, it is fast, it is very sophisticated. When Imam returns tomorrow, he's going to open up and introduce 27 more portions of ilm. That is, whatever we have, it's going to magnify, multiply in 27 folds. What will be that? Allahu A'lam. What the travel would be, how people would be moving around, how everything is going to change, and that is by the presence of the Imam alayhi salam. So Imam Amirul Mu'mineen, he opened everything. Imam al-Asr alayhi salam, he's going to perfect and complete everything. So all of the Imams, they were waiting for the Imam to return. It is the desire of the Imams alayhi salam also that they serve the Imam alayhi salatu wassalam. So we ask Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, Assalamu alayk ya sabil Allah alladhi man salaka ghayruhu halak. Salam be upon Imam, which is the path of Allah. If anyone chooses any other path, faqad halak, he will be ruined, he will be destroyed. The only path ahead, the only path that will take us towards perfection, towards salvation, is the path of the Imam alayhi salam. Now when we recite these ziyarat, we say, فَمَعَكُمْ مَعَكُمْ لَا مَعَ غَيْرِكُمْ. مَعَكُمْ, we are with you. We are with you. لَا مَعَ غَيْرِكُمْ, not with those who are not with you. We are with you. Anyone who is with the Imam, he is safe. Now, being with the Imam, or being with the seerah and the akhlaq and the teachings of Rasulullah and the A'immah, exactly like that, it is impossible for us, we cannot be. But there are all these beauties and traits and qualities that are present in the Imam alayhi salam. If you take one of them and work on them, just one of them, not all of them, as much as you can, it's good. But we know that whichever quality we pick and choose, and no matter how much we work on it, yet we are not going to get to that best and the highest ranks of perfection. For example, offering prayers on time. Imam does that. You take that quality and work on it and do your prayers on time. And then other qualities also slowly start to work on them. That one quality that you are mastering and which is connected to the Imam alayhi salam, that one quality will bail you out, will give you salvation, because it is connected to the Imam alayhi salam. So just like these light bulbs you have, and then that's the main power supply. Whichever light you get connected to that main power, this will glow, this will light up. And as long as that is lit, they are safe. So whichever quality from the qualities of the Imam alayhi salam we work on, we will get to our destination. Once we get connected, just like these iron fillings you've seen, they don't have any attraction. You keep those iron fillings with a magnet for a few days. Remove the magnet, then you see that the tendency to attract one another is present in those iron fillings. Being with the Imam has that beautiful effect. فَمَعَكُمْ مَعَكُمْ لَا مَعَ غَيْرِكُمْ. Now when we say that being with the Imam, and Imam also wants us to be with him, he doesn't benefit anything by us being with the Imam. Says, Inni uridukum lillah. Imam says, I want you for Allah. I don't get anything by you being with me. وَأَنْتُمْ تُرِيدُونَنِي لِأَنفُسِكُمْ. You want me for yourself. I want the Imam for my day-to-day needs and requirements. It doesn't matter if I need him for that. Even that connection is good. Although it's not the best of relationships with the Imam, but it's better than not having a relationship and a connection with the Imam. So Imam says, Inni uridukum lillah, I want you for Allah, but you want me for yourself. That is from Nahj al-Balagha that Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali alayhi salatu wassalam, has mentioned. So it's the night of the Imam alayhi salam. We ask Allah to help us to be obedient to the Imam in this day and age, in all walks of life, and to be obedient to him and to everyone that is connected to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. We'll start the Amal for tonight. Qurbatan ilallah, as mentioned earlier, be in wuzu, facing the Qibla. If you can be on a prayer mat, have a pen and a paper ready with you. There are certain Amal, some prayers, some du'as, some ziyarat that we have for tonight, and inshallah we'll go through them. One of the best of actions that we have for tonight